Peter Lynch, a 55-year-old man, tragically took his own life after being jailed for shouting at police during the Rotherham riots. The protests in Rotherham, which saw tensions escalate between demonstrators and law enforcement, resulted in Lynch's arrest after he engaged in a heated exchange with police officers. Although no one was physically harmed, his behavior led to a sentence that his family and supporters believe was disproportionate, given his ongoing struggles with mental health. Lynch's family described him as a man dealing with emotional turmoil and mental health issues, which they say were not properly taken into account during his sentencing. The Rotherham riots themselves were a response to the public outrage over grooming gang scandals in the town, where demonstrators gathered to protest the perceived mishandling of justice for the victims of these horrific crimes. Lynch, being part of the protest, found himself caught in a confrontation with officers, leading to his detention. Shortly after being jailed, Lynch took his own life, sparking a wave of criticism over how the police and judicial systems handle individuals with mental health conditions in high-tension situations. His death has prompted calls for reforms, particularly regarding how people with vulnerabilities are treated during confrontations with law enforcement. Critics argue that had Lynch been given proper support or assessment, his life could have been saved. Mental health advocates have pointed to Lynch's death as a failure of the system, arguing that his incarceration may have been the tipping point for a man already battling severe internal struggles. This case also raises important questions about whether peaceful protesters, especially those suffering from mental health issues, are treated fairly by the criminal justice system when tensions rise. Lynch's death has become symbolic for those calling for reform in the prison system, particularly in the areas of mental health support and the management of vulnerable individuals. His family continues to push for answers, emphasizing the need for compassion and better care in such high-stress encounters.